Welcome everybody to today's webinar of YUNGA. We hope you enjoy this session. It's very short session, just 30 minutes, but we hope we give you a quick insights to sort of the resources and activities that we do and how you can use them with your different groups and organizations. So I hand over Anastasia for a quick intro and a quiz, and then we'll give you a quick roundup of how you can further be involved if you're interested. Over to you, Anastasia.
Thank you very much, Ruben. Hi, everyone. My name is Anastasia. So we're going to have several very interactive and fun activities for today for you to learn how you can grow your own food right on your windowsill. And the first we're going to start with will be the quiz. So you'll have several questions and it will be very competitive. We'll have announced our leaders after every question, and you will have only 30 seconds to answer each question. So please be quick and think carefully, and good luck to everyone. Let's start. Let me share my screen so you can see here the barcode which you can use to join the session, or simply you can type slido.com in your browser or on your phone and enter this code that you see. Yes, I can give you 1 minute just for participants to join. And then we can go straightly to the questions.
And maybe just give them a little bit to...
Yeah. Maybe it will be easier if I just put the link. You can also use it to join Slido. Okay. Maybe let us start. So you should now be able to see the setup of the quiz in your Slido. Okay, now I see the participants are joining. Make sure to join the quiz if you want to participate. 5. I have 50 people online, so please make sure to join. You can take advantage and to compete with your peers. Okay, more people there now. Okay. So maybe let us start and let's go to the first question. So the first question is, what movement encourages eating locally grown food and making home cooked meals? Locavore, slow food, organic food? Please choose one of these options. Please watch the timer above. You can see it's now only 11 seconds left. Okay, 4 seconds left. So let's see which is the right question. Okay, no, first let's go into the results. It's interesting. Okay, the majority of you think it's organic food. And let us see which was actually the right question. The right question is slow food. So the slow food movement encourages people to know where their food comes from, including supporting local farmers and sustainable farming methods. Okay, so you know that now. Let's go to the second question. Oh, sorry. Oh, I forgot to mention that we are having a leaderboard. Okay, Ruben, you was the one to answer correctly this question, and you are the first one now. Let's go now for the second question. What is the main difference between organic and non-organic food? The size of the farm, location of the farm, or the use of pesticides? You have left 17 seconds to answer this question. Think carefully. Let's see if you know what means organic food. Okay. And the right answer is use of pesticides. Perfect. Most all of you know that. Wonderful. And let's see, Meryl, you made it to our leaderboard. You're the first one. Congratulations. And let's move to the third question. The composting is a form of disposal where waste decomposes artificially, the process that converts materials to bones, or the process of converting plant materials to a more usable organic soil, change, or mulch. Please select the answer that you think is correct. 9 seconds left. 4, 3. And the right answer is, okay, 81% of you think that it's the last option. Absolutely correct. So organic farming and like also like uses very much composting, and it is the process of converting plant materials to more usable organic soil, change, or mulch. And let's see our leaderboard. It's Meryl still. Very well done. Keep on going. The next question. What are the 4 most important ingredients needed to compost? Water, air, carbon, and nitrogen, water, air, carbon, and sulfur hexafluoride, or water, air, methane, and nitrogen. Please select the right combination of the ingredients that you need to compost. Okay, let's see what you got. Most of you think it is the first option, and you're absolutely right. So it's true that the basic recipe for composting is to mix water, about 40 to 60% moisture, air, you can turn your pile often to aerate, nitrogen, it's like the green items such as lawn clippings, and carbon, it's like brown dry items such as dry leaves. Let's see our leader, Meryl, you made it again you're the first. Very well done. Next question. Select the items that should not be placed in a compost container. Banana skins, plastic bags, bottles, guava leaves, orange peels, bones, and shellfish. Please note you can select more than one answer for this question. Think carefully. And 3 seconds to go. Okay, so, all of you know that you should not put plastic bags and bottles. And then bones and shellfish, absolutely correct. And then some banana skins you actually can put. Okay, so here you see the correct answers. Let's go through them. So plastic. The enzymes in the microorganisms that break down biodegradable materials, they do not recognize the bonds that hold polymers together. So, well, eventually the polymers in plastic waste may break down, but perhaps after hundreds or thousands of years. But when it takes such a long time, the damage is already done to the environment. And of course, it's like too long to put like in your compost pile. Bones and shellfish. So you really don't want to add these to your compost pile. Like while these are organic and can add nutrients to your garden, unfortunately their smell, will act like a magnet to any like rat, mice, foxes, raccoons, or like cats that might live in your neighborhood. And they will just ransack the compost to eat them. Why not orange peels? Well, unfortunately, the natural chemicals and acidity in citrus peels can kill worms and other microorganisms, and it will eventually slow down the composition in your pile. So remember which you should not put in your composting. Let's see the leaderboard. Oh, we have a new leader, Raksha. Very well done. Let's keep on our competition. Next question. What are the 3 top vegetables grown in home gardens? Lettuce, tomatoes, peas, tomatoes, cucumbers, sweet peppers, or cucumbers, tomatoes, carrots? I wonder what you think they are. Okay, 4 seconds left. And let's see our results. Okay, the majority think it's the last option. Let's see the correct answer. Well, it's actually tomatoes, cucumbers, and sweet peppers, or bell peppers, how you call them. They're all easily grown in large yard plots and small gardens or in containers, making them the top 3 choices for home gardeners. But that was a good guess. Okay, Meryl, you're back to the leaders. First place, well done. And going on. So how many kilograms can one tomato plant yield? 1 to 3 kilograms, 3 to 5 kilograms, 5 to 7 kilograms, or 8 to 10 kilograms? Just one tomato plant. What do you think it can yield? 5 seconds left to give your answers. And let's check. Okay, the majority think it's 3 to 5 kilograms. And in reality, it's actually 5 to 7 kilograms. Yeah, that much. The amount of fruit like that one tomato plant will produce. Of course, it will depend on the variety and level of care you give it, but you should be sure to expect that it will give you 5 to 7 kilograms in a single plant. Let's see, Meryl, you are still giving the right answers. Very well done. And the next question, which of these do you not need if you want to start growing some of your own seeds at home? Please select all answers that apply, and a hint, it's going to be more than one answer correct. So let's read them. Seeds, soil or compost, plant pot or container, place near a window or outside for light, or huge greenhouse. Yes, let's see what you selected. Okay, the majority thinks you don't need a huge greenhouse, and you're absolutely right. And there was another right answer, which is soil and compost. So you definitely don't need a garden or a huge greenhouse to grow plants. A windowsill would be just perfect. But also in some cases, you actually don't even need soil because you can grow plants in water. And this method is called aquaponics. Okay, let's see. Meryl, you're still the first in our leaders board. Others, I encourage you to also compete with Meryl. Let's see if you can beat her. Okay, let's go to the next question. What size garden will provide enough vegetables for 2 people for 1 year? 5 to 10 meters, 10 by 10 meters, or 10 by 20 meters. So you can grow enough food for 2 people for 1 year, well, at least vegetables. What do you think? 4 seconds left. Okay, the majority think it's 10 by 10 meters. And you're absolutely right. So it's about like 100 square meters garden plot, which corresponds to 10 by 10 meters. It is about right to produce enough vegetables for 2 people for 1 year, including fresh veggies and those you can or freeze. Let's see, Meryl, you're still among the leaders. Very well done. Next question. Gardening isn't only about the people with a yard. A window box, balcony, or any small outdoor space is sufficient to grow an urban garden as long as it gets this much sunlight a day. At least 1 hour, 1-2 hours, 3-4 hours, or at least 6 hours. Which is the right amount of sunlight per day that your plants will need? And 2 seconds left. Okay, the majority think it's 3-4 hours. Actually, it is 6 hours. So on average, really the garden needs at least 6 hours of sunlight to be successful. But you can also read your plant or seed label sun exposure requirements to assess how much your specific garden will need. Again, Meryl is still among the leaders. Very well done. Next question. When you're watering your plants, how much water should you give them? Lots and lots of water. You should keep buckets of water over the whole plant. None at all, they don't need it. Or enough to make sure the first few centimeters of soil compost have water so that the roots can use it. Please select the answer that you think is right. 4 seconds left. Okay, almost all of you think it's the third option, and you're absolutely right. So just a few centimeters of soil should be moist. Water your plants every few days. You don't want them to be waterlogged or too dry. Meryl, yes, you're still the first. Perfect. Let's go to the second question. What type of soil is best for your garden? Clay, sand, sandy loam, or silt? Let's see if you know which soils are good for growing your food. Few seconds left. And let's see what you think. Okay, half of you think it's sandy loam, and you are correct. So sandy loam is the best type of soil for gardening. If your soil has too much sand or clay, you can mix it with compost before planting your plants or seeds. Meryl is keeping her first place. And let's go to the next question. You plan to include cucumbers in your garden this year. How many days will it take for the seeds to germinate? 2 to 5 days, 6 to 10 days, 10 to 14 days, or 14 to 18 days? How much will it take before you see your seeds actually start producing small plants? And let's see what you answered. Okay, the majority of you think it's 6 to 10 days, and you are right. So cucumbers will germinate in about 6 to 10 days in warm and moist soil. Meryl is keeping her first place. Again, others, come on, compete. You're almost beating Meryl. Will she be able to keep her first place or not? Next question. Which of these is botanically a vegetable? Radishes, pumpkins, tomatoes, and green beans. So this is a tricky question. Please pay attention at the word botanically. Which is botanically a vegetable out of these 4? I'm keen to see what you answered. 2 seconds left. And yes, I told you it was the tricky question. So you're absolutely divided in 3 answers. So you're eager to see which is the right one. It's actually radishes. So according to botanists, a fruit is any seed-bearing structure of a flowering plant. So pumpkins, tomatoes, and green beans all contain seeds, making them technically a member of the fruit family, while radish is still vegetable. Let's see, Meryl, I think you knew the answer, right? Okay, next question. How do peanuts grow? On a bush, on a vine, in the ground, or on a tree? Let's see if you actually know how our fruit is growing and where. If you ever thought about it. Okay, 4 seconds left. Oh, very well done. So most of you know that actually peanuts grow in the ground. Perfect, very well done. Meryl, still the first. Okay, next question. How do pineapples grow? On trees, on a small plant, straight out of the ground, or on a vine? Okay, let's see, maybe this one will be more tricky for you because you all knew how peanuts grow, but maybe you don't know how pineapples grow. Or maybe still all of you know. Let's see. And you answered, okay, again, answers divided. So, well, actually it was a tricky one as well. So let's see. Actually, the pineapple grows in the center of a small plant that only one bears a single fruit. So actually, yeah, it might seem that it was growing straight out of the ground, but actually there's this small plant underneath. Meryl, still in our first leader. And next question. Companion planting is a highly effective method for various reasons, including pest control and pollination. Which of these crops is a poor companion plant for green beans? Broccoli, onions, cucumbers, or Brussels sprouts? Please pay attention. Which of these is a poor companion? So you can know you cannot grow it with green beans. 2 seconds left. And you answered onions. My God, you are so smart. Perfect. So yes, companion planting is like a very effective way to increase crop productivity by bringing together plants that can benefit one another. And while broccoli, cucumbers, and Brussels sprouts all make great companion plants, for green beans, annuals will inhibit their growth. And majority of you knew that. I'm so impressed. And Meryl is keeping her first place. Okay, the last question. You may consider them pests, but some weeds are edible. Which of the following is not an edible weed? Dandelion, chickweed, fireweed, or pennycress? So I was actually confused about the answer because I only tried myself 2 of these, but let's see if you know the correct answer. 3 seconds left to give your answer. And let's see. Okay, at least I could puzzle you with at least one question. So the majority of answers were divided between dandelion and chickweed, while the correct answer is actually pennycress. This grass is also known as stinkweed, and probably the name tells you a lot. So it is inedible, but it may turn out to be a new source of biodiesel fuel, actually. And congratulations, Meryl, you are our leader and the winner of today's quiz. Congratulations again, very well done. So our quiz is over. And now I hope during this quiz you got like useful tips and information on growing your own garden. But just to give it even more details and maybe step-by-step guidance, I'm going now to show you the video of the mini workshop of how you can grow 2 plants on your windowsill.
So maybe we just show one plant because there's only 3 minutes to go.
Okay, perfect. Well, then you can always check it later. I can share the link with you. Oops, not this one, sorry. Okay, let's see.
Hi, my name's Helena Dove and I run the kitchen garden here at Kew. Today we're going to be looking at a few herbs and vegetables you can grow on your windowsill.
Sorry, can you actually hear the sound?
Yeah.
Perfect.
So for any of these projects, you'll need a pot, you'll need multi-purpose compost, you'll need some seeds and some water in a watering can to help them grow. The very first thing we're going to be doing today is pea shoots. We aren't growing the whole pea plant, so don't worry, we're not looking at a 2-metre plant on your windowsill, just the shoots. So if you've never grown anything before, this is such a good crop to have a go with. They're really nice in salads, but also just to pick as you go through. The chefs at Kew absolutely adore them and they're constantly garnishing their plates with them. So the very first thing we need is a pot. We've got a lovely old terracotta one here. Doesn't need to be deep, it just needs to be a large surface area so you can cram as many peas in there as possible and get as much harvest as possible, which is always the aim. So once you've got your pot, you need to fill it up with compost. So we've filled it up most of the way, but we also can add up a bit more. So it goes to about 2 centimetres below the top. So once you've popped it in, press it down or tamp it down just to give yourself a nice smooth surface and make sure there's no big holes in the bottom. So it should look something akin to that. And although you can get fancy tools to do it, your hand is absolutely fine. The next thing you need are your seeds. You can buy specialist seeds, or you can just go to the supermarket and buy dried peas that you use for mushing, which are much, much cheaper. I bought my last box 2 years ago for 50p and they're still going. Sprinkle them onto the top of the compost. Don't read the seed packet because that'll tell you to do 5 centimetres. We're not growing pea plants, we're just growing pea shoots. So just pop them in as thickly as you like, they can touch. And when you think you've got as many in as you can, pop a few more in because I guarantee you can. Then grab some more soil and pop it on the top. It doesn't need to be really deep, it's just so we're covering them up and putting a little blanket on them. Again, press it down just a little bit, just lightly with your hands so that you can't see them anymore. And then we need to water it. There's 2 ways you can water. One is overhead, using a nice watering can, and just give them a good soaking on top. And you want to make sure that they're really wet all the way through, so you might want to let the water soak down and do it again. The other way of doing it is to water it from underneath. So sit it in a bowl or a dish and let the water soak upwards. So when that top layer of compost is wet, you know you've done your job. Once watered, you stick them on your windowsill and you have to have patience now. Once your plants start growing, check them every few days. Pop your finger in the soil and if it's damp down to a knuckle, you're fine. And if it's not, get the watering can and give them a really good soak until it's completely saturated. Within 5 days, you'll have a good little pea shoot. And then within a week or 2, you should have ones that are about this tall. So that's 10 or so centimetres with a couple of leaves. They're ready for snipping. Snip them off at the bottom. And then the great thing about pea shoots is they will grow back. The plants will regrow at least 1 more time. They're super, super delicious. They will grow again a 3rd time, but from my experience, they don't taste quite so nice and will often run to flower really, really quickly and get a little bit hard to eat. So 2 crops is really good. And if you like them as much as I do, you can have several pots on the go, so you've always got something to harvest. So the final.
Okay, hope you enjoyed it. And now, as unfortunately our session is very short, I'm now passing the floor to Ruben to give you some information how you can get involved with YUNGA.
I hope you like the session. It's a very short session, but as you can see, there's lots of activities and ideas that you can use for your Cub Scouts and Rovers. Here you can actually find more information. So as you see, what we presented today was some elements from the Nutrition Challenge badge, but we actually have challenge badges in lots of other topics for each of the age groups in Scout associations. And the nice thing is that it's a modular system, so you can actually build the actual curriculum around each topic to meet your actual needs. So if you want to learn more and if you want support in using the challenge badges with your groups and associations, then just send an email to yunga@fao.org. And we're very pleased to have follow-up calls with each of the individual groups and organizations. So we provide very technical support to all those groups in developing the programs they need. So that's it from our session. We have just reached the end of it. So let us know if you're interested, and we look forward to receiving your emails. And start, is there anything else from you before we close?
Yeah, I just wanted to show you this awaited slide, I think. So this is your well-deserved code for using, just signifying that you participated in the session, and hope you enjoyed it and find it useful. Thank you very much.